What's up, you guys? Coach Sarah here, weekly weight loss chat. I'm taking you on a walk with me and the fam. Hi. That's right. I figured the bedroom was maybe a little bit too intimate.
Be in my 11 o'clock kickboxing class today, guys.
If you're in Austin. Okay, so I'm taking you through my weight loss roadmap. And last time was the first time. So after you've decided how you're going to keep score with yourself as far as how you're doing on your weight loss journey, after you've decided how you're going to do that, the next step is to decide what strategy that you're going to use. So what are you actually going to change about what you're doing in order to lose weight? So this is the part that sometimes it can get complicated for people. They can, they tend to, it's easy to go on the internet and just like find whatever is popular to do. But what's really important that I found with my clients is that whatever you choose, it absolutely has to work in your lifestyle already. Not that you're not going to make any changes or that you're going to make it so simple that you're not really even doing anything, but you just want to make it doable is the bottom line. So what weight loss comes down to ultimately is regulating what you're eating, right? And so usually the first step that I take with people with as far as choosing a strategy is just deciding, okay, how are you eating normally now, and how can we regulate that more? And at this point, I actually want to change the name. I want to substitute the word regulate, because regulate sounds very disciplinary and like, okay, we have to regulate this. And what I have found is that if you're trying to change your eating habits in a very like rigid way, it's just not going to last very long, because it sucks. It sucks to give yourself this really rigid lifestyle to try and follow. And there might be good things about it for a short time, but ultimately, if it's too rigid, like if you're like, oh, I'm doing this really hardcore, like only this many calories per day forever, it's like, that's just not gonna last. So, it might surprise you to hear that I don't necessarily jump to calorie counting with my clients. If that's something that speaks to you, absolutely do it. It's very cut and dry, right? There's no question. It's just like, all right, here are calories. You're going to eat this many calories. So it's definitely it is a good strategy to use if that works for you. But going back to that word regulate, if we replace that word regulate with the word rhythm, we just want to bring rhythm to your eating. So 9 times out of 10 with my clients, when we dig into like actually how they're eating and what they're eating, what I find is that most of them by and large are eating in an arrhythmic way. So they're either not eating discrete meals, like they're just kind of snacking throughout the day. Maybe they're too busy, right? So if they feel like they're too busy in their life, then they don't sit down and actually eat meals. They just eat snacks or fast food or whatever is there. A great example of how eating arrhythmically can really hurt your goals or how you want to be in your body is you've probably heard of the freshman 15. That's the 15 pounds that people tend to gain when they graduate high school, and it's during their freshman year in college. Well, why would someone gain 15 pounds in that first year? It's because they go from typically eating 3 meals a day to suddenly they're at college and they can eat anytime, whenever, and there's no parent telling them like, okay, it's dinner time. And so, you end up doing all-nighters and you're eating at 2 a.m. So here's what I'm going to recommend to you guys for today for your strategy. I recommend that you take stock of when you're eating in a day, how you're eating in a day. And if you're eating if you're snacking or you're doing things like, oh, I don't eat breakfast, but then I eat this big lunch and then I don't do this and I do that. See if you can choose 2 to 3 to 4 discrete times in a day where you're going to actually eat a meal. And that is what I recommend you start with. Now, if you have a plan of like, oh, I'm going to do the keto diet, or I'm going to do that, that's awesome. But the biggest thing that I can recommend to you is find a way to bring rhythm into your eating where maybe there wasn't rhythm before. So yeah, so that's the second step that I do with my clients. I might do another follow-up video to this just to go into a little bit more detail, but that's the big thing for now. So I will be back next week, hopefully, and we'll talk soon. Bye.